responsibilities and duties of an executor. So executor is a term, or executrix is a term that we use for someone who's managing someone's estate after they've passed away. Now, that term is largely antiquated, but is still often used so that everyone knows what they're talking about. They're now called personal representatives. I think they wanted to take out the gender of executor, executrix, so we now have personal representatives. And a personal representative is the person who then manages the estate. Now, in order to be appointed that, typically you're named as the personal representative or the executor or executrix in the person's will, and that will has to then go to the court, the surrogate court, for probate. Probate is the process where the court says, this is in fact the last will and testament of someone, and these are the executors, and these are the assets, and these are the debts of the estate, and you are charged with running it. Now, because you're running an estate, there are rules that you can get yourself into trouble with. So for instance, if you made a preferential gift to somebody, or you didn't give people a choice if they have it's just given to all the kids and you give like the good stuff to one and the bad stuff to the other, even if the dollars are right, as an executor you could end up getting sued, or the estate can get sued. There's also more practical things, like all the debts have to be paid first, taxes, first thing executor has to pay out. You're charged with collecting a person's government ID and notifying the government, and pensions and bank accounts and all that stuff. So there's a lot of steps that a person has to do. Sometimes on big estates, people will hire a third-party company or get their lawyer to do a lot of the legwork for them. Some people want to just do it themselves, but you can't turn a blind eye. If you don't want to do it, let the lawyer know. There's often a second person named as a personal representative in a will, and then that person can take over. If you're in a situation where you have joint executors, then you're both are responsible for making sure the estate is followed. Now, often the executor is also a trustee. So if there's minor beneficiaries, then as an executor or as a personal representative, you have a duty to make sure that that trust is set up and the funds are dealt with in a manner in accordance with the will. There are other ways that people get themselves into trouble as executor. We've talked about giving beneficial things to one person, but let's say there's somebody living in the house rent-free and that person has no tie or right to the property. If you continue to let them live there, so for instance, you're executor and your son or daughter has been living with your parent who's passed away now, if you continue to let them live there, the beneficiaries may have a claim against you or the estate for letting someone live there without payment. You want to make sure, if you're named as an executor or as a personal representative, that you know exactly what it is you have to do. Talk to the probate lawyer, they'll be able to help you, and often that initial consultation doesn't cost anything at all.